Hello everybody, it's Christopher Ayers, and we're here for another install video. Mountune's Alcantara shift boot, as you can see. Now they did brand it here, but we do have the nice matching blue RS stitching. As you can see, in the nice matching blue Mountune logo for a special nitrous blue Focus RS owners that didn't want yellow. So we're going to do this install today. And I'm going to be honest with you, I would rather probably do a spring install than do this install. This is a tricky one. It may seem very easy, but it's not. There's one part of this install that is very difficult and takes a lot of time, concentration, and patience. So with that said, let's get started. Let me focus in. We are going to remove the shift boot. And that's simply just spinning it counterclockwise until it comes off. And when it comes off, most likely it will bring a spring with it. You can go ahead and leave the spring inside of the shift boot. It's not going to go anywhere. It's actually sealed with a grommet. So we're going to leave that in there. Go ahead and set it in the cup holder for right now. And now the next thing we're going to do, now that we have the boot off, the knob off here, is we're going to take the boot off. Don't let this silver trim here, don't let this fake you out. Don't try and pry from this silver trim. The easiest way to take this boot out is from the inside, actually. So how you're going to do that is start at the bottom here. Kind of put your fingers in, push outward, and pull up. And as you can see, if you were to have pried that silver trim up, you would have broken it. So don't let that fake you out, guys. Make sure you do not try and pry this boot out. You're pulling just, as you can see right here, strictly the leather straight up. No bezels whatsoever, not unlike the ST or the Fiesta or the Kuga or any of those nice cars. This does not have a bezel associated with it. So now once we get this off, what do we do next? Next, what we're going to have to do is remove our reverse lockout. And we're going to do that by inverting the boot completely inside out here. And as you can see, we do have the reverse lockout mechanism right here. We can go ahead and twist that to the side and actually just kind of pull it out with a little bit of stretching. We'll pull that out and go ahead and set that to the side too. So now basically that's all we have is this section of the reverse lockout. We need to separate that from this silver section right here. And we're going to do that from inside of the boot. Now, I don't know if you can see down in there. I'm actually going to take this part of the install inside of my house to do, because this is the part of the install that I was talking about that is a major, huge pain. You guys can see I'm going to be using my kitchen counter for this. I do have this really cool tripod though that will support a top angle view of everything I'm doing, so you guys will be able to capture that. And the lighting's pretty great in here. Put your blinders on, bam. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start out with a small pick set, but a pocket-sized small flathead. And we're going to work our way into here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we need to pry and where we need to be careful to get the work done. Alright, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. This silver piece right here is extremely, extremely cheap plastic coated with an aluminum finish. It breaks very easily and it will shatter on you. Now what I do want to show you, so I'll use my pick set here, is where you're going to be prying. Now unlike what you might think, the tabs are actually on the same sides as these. And the tabs are actually pushed up against the silver right here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take and pry the tabs back this way, and then on this side back that way. And once you release those tabs, you'll be able to push the silver piece straight down through the center. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to pry the first tab. And don't criticize me for shaking on this. I just really cannot afford to break my reverse lockout for my car because I won't be able to drive it. So this first tab is right in here. And we are going to work at it to get it out. Which, thanks to my friend Neil at Mountune, was able to give me a little bit of guidance on this. So this is quite the pain in the butt to get this tab here, but if we get one side out and down, we can get the other side down. We've got the reverse lockout out. We can now pull that, and we've got a boot. Now the next thing we need to do is take the leather off of the black plastic grating of this boot. Now, as you guys probably noticed with your Mountune unit, that it is already pre-slotted. As you can see, the slot there, got a cut slot here, a cut slot here, and those all correspond to the slots that are in the factory boot, which, as you can see, got one right here, one right here. And then on the ends here, we're just going to have to peel that off, because what that is actually the leather burned into the plastic. Patience is key when taking these off, because you do not want to break these tabs. However, the leather is pretty tight around it, so you're going to have to stretch the leather to pull them off like that. Alright, now when all's said and done, you should have your black plastic piece here with the teeth on it. What we're going to do is move to the Mountune boot. And by doing this, we're going to want to make sure that the M is facing forward. And that's where you're going to want to start. As you can see where it matches up with the blue stitching. First thing we're going to do is flip the boot inside out, just like when we took the stock one off. We're going to insert the silver reverse. Again, be gentle. This is actually a thicker material than the leather, so you may find it actually a little bit tighter to seat around this reverse setting, as you can see. So just be extra careful. Now, as you guys can see, we have seated the reverse lockout. Now we can pull our boot through and inspect around the area of where we sat it and feel that that is pretty nice feeling. So now let's go out back to the car and install and see what it looks like. You guys, now that we got our boot all good and secure and snug, we got our reverse lockout hooked back up to the boot. We go ahead and put it on and see how she fits here. Okay, so that's back on. Let's set this down in here just to make sure. And I know it was an option. Some of you guys may have went with it, some of you may not. I happen to go with a Mountune ball shifter just for something different. You know, I've been having the stock shift for quite a long time. So if you did go with a different shifter, I just want to show you one thing. When you pull your spring out, pull it out very slowly, because you want to pull this white rubber grommet out with it. As you can see, it's connected to your spring. Now with any supported aftermarket shifter, the inside actually has a small lip on it for this grommet to fit over. So we're just going to put it right in here, push it over the lip, make sure it's on the shifter all the way. Then we can go ahead and tighten our new knob down. And once we get to a point, we can test the reverse lockout before we decide we want to secure everything. So reverse lockout, pull up, shift all the way over. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it back in just like we took it out. Get it popped in there, basically. Make sure everything gets set. Make sure you get your clicks. And there you have it. Your new Alcantara, which matches your vehicle. Suede shift boot. One doesn't, so I kind of like that. I'll just put that down how I had the leather. Don't bother. Actually looks pretty good. Matches the car now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you're not already. I'm always putting content up. One thing with this install that I would recommend is before doing it, buy yourself an extra reverse lockout collar, the silver collar, not the black collar. The black collar is fine. The silver collar is cheap plastic that breaks, you know. But like always, if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And I think I already mentioned it. Give me a thumbs up. And you guys have a great day. Thanks for being with me today.